Hey, it's Roland again, and I need to redeem myself. I can't wear glasses and not know how to work DOSBox. That's not how the world works, so I'm gonna give it one more try. Huh, who knew? So I figured it out. My character arc is complete. Now I just gotta play something on it. There's so many classic DOS games that I've yet to experience. Doom, Wolfenstein, Prince of Persia, the original Civilization. These titles mean nothing to me. What I want to play is a little old game called I Am Meen. Let me explain. I Am Meen is an edutainment game from 1995 published by Simon & Schuster Interactive. I bet you feel real good now that you know that, huh? It was made primarily to be distributed to schools across America as supplementary learning for kids to engage in while in computer labs, in the same vein as Oregon Trail or Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. A clever way of tricking kids into thinking they get to play video games during school, but secretly teaching them something. Who says deception can't be productive? As for how well I Am Meen was received, man, I don't know. I could find almost no information about the initial release. I imagine documentation for these kinds of games is always more scarce since it's just the school systems who do most of the purchasing. I don't even know if this was sold individually to consumers at all. Since it wasn't a breakout hit, not many people remembered it or got nostalgic for it, I figure, so why do I want to play it? Not that I need a reason, really, but some of you already know why I'm talking about this old game. So this game has animated cutscenes, usually featuring the character I Am Meen himself, and they're magical. They have a bit of a reputation online, being used in memes and YouTube poops, and that's where most people were introduced to this sexy string bean, myself included. I would be remiss to not mention this, but we won't be focusing on those any further. Now, the cutscenes are the most iconic part of this educational package, but it's easy to forget that there's an entire game attached to them. I've never heard anybody talk about it, and I feel like most people don't even know what the game is like since nobody actually sits down and plays it. Now that I got DOSBox to work, I guess I'm out of excuses. Let's pry up this old rock and stick our hands in the gross mud underneath it, shall we? I mean, we don't have to. Oh, Simon & Schuster. You're a book publishing company, damn it. What are you doing here? Animated Magic Incorporated. You're the ones responsible for these beautiful cutscenes. You might recognize them from their work on the Nintendo CDI games. They truly are magicians. Oh, here it comes.
Oh, look, what clever children. See them study, watch them learn. How I hate those goodies, how they make my stomach turn.
Now do not adjust your television set. This is unadulterated, the cold open of the game. This is the note we start on. A musical number about how this librarian, Mr. Ignatius Mortimer Meen, hates children and traps them in his magic book. Why else do you think my generation has such high anxiety rates? Now this introduction song is probably the most famous, or rather infamous, part of the game. Lots of people give it crap for being crusty to high heavens, but to heck with that negativity, I'm gonna praise the shit out of it for a bit. The animation certainly isn't Disney, but for an edutainment game from '95, it's not too bad. I actually think it's charming. I especially like that he's kinda got a squat to fit on the screen sometimes. You can imagine how toned his calves are. Peter Burkrot is providing the voice of Meen, and he just nails it. Like, I could not imagine any other way this character would sound. It's perfect.
To the most unpleasant place they've ever seen. The magic labyrinth of I Am Meen.
And can I just say, the song isn't half bad. Like, the lyrics aren't much to write home about, but the orchestration set this goofy yet sinister tone really well. I think it's actually kind of catchy. All I can say is, this whole thing is absolutely weird, awkward, stupid, not to mention lackluster in quality, and I love it. It's like the DK rap. You love it because it's dumb. I'm glad I live in the timeline where this happened.
Magic labyrinth of I Am Meen.
Hello. Alright, let's get this party started. New game. So here are our two dead-eyed protagonists, Scott and Katie, who, true to form, look nothing like they did in the intro. I'm gonna go with Katie. I'm getting some bad energy from Scott. Next, we gotta select our reading level and our play level. And you know me, hard all the way, baby. Ha ha! Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's see what I Am Meen has to offer us. Okay, I'm actually creeped out. Score one for Meen. Let's get our bearings here quick before we explore. I just kind of slide, don't I? That's good. I guess I gotta open this grate here then. Was that a troll?
Please don't tell the boss or you'll turn me into a warthog.
Oh, did you release me? Huh, cool. We have an ally. I learned his name is Norris. He's gonna be my buddy through all of it. You know what? Prison doesn't sound that bad. Well, what does it say about a game when your one ally is absolutely terrifying? He looked kind of cute in the cutscene, but now he's just standing there in the shadows, beckoning. Well, he is in my way, so I guess I'll talk to him. He gives us the crystal orb that allows us to talk to him throughout the labyrinth. He never says exactly why he's helping us, but you know I embrace him all the same. And now that he's gone, our quest begins to escape the labyrinth and rescue all the children that Meen has captured. Shouldn't be too hard. So if you couldn't tell so far, this is a Doom clone. You explore corridors, pick up weapons, kill enemies, it's the whole shebang. And it ain't a bad one, really. It's functional at least. The first level, though, is not a great start. It's just a bunch of hallways that look exactly the same. I get turned around every time I breathe in here. And not the best layout to get kids introduced to this kind of game style. You do have a map that reveals more of itself with each area you explore, and that's an absolute necessity, but you still have no indication of where you're supposed to go. There's a lot of really long hallways that just lead to nothing. What the heck? You also have a compass, so you at least know what direction you're going at all times, but then you have to remember what direction you've been and what direction you need to go and where you are in relation to everything in the level, and I ain't Davy Crockett, damn it. The enemies we have are pretty standard. Big old spiders and dudes with beards. They inspire true rage. Your primary way of disposing of them is a punch. At least I think that's what that was. You actually start off pretty strong. Most enemies go down in one hit, but you do have other options that get more powerful and interesting the further you are in the game. And pretty much the only thing on this level is this flamin' hot Cheeto. Delicious. Oh, whoopsies. So this lets you shoot projectiles. That's neat. You have 3 variants, the fire wand, the storm wand, and the winter wand. In spite of sounding unique, the only difference between the 3 is purely aesthetic. They do the exact same damage and they disappear after a few shots. You do find a lot of them though. They're probably the most useful weapon type. You also have these Explodo fruits that you can throw at enemies. They're only good for 1 hit though, and they take up 1 slot of your inventory apiece, so I just started to ignore them. You got power potions that heal you a bit, and what are these, shoes? Stealth sneakers, okay, I guess they make it to where enemies can't detect you easily. Let's try them on. Or they completely refill your health? Yes, how could I forget the intense healing properties of tennis shoes?
I don't know, Doc. I've tried everything, but I'm still terminally ill.
Have you tried a nice new pair of Nikes? Also, I feel the need to point out that the stealth sneakers don't appear to make you any stealthier. In my experience, enemies find you just as easily after you put them on, so they're literally just a max health refill item, which makes them absurdly overpowered. I have a collection of them now. I will never die. Now, don't worry. I know what you're thinking. I thought this was an educational game. What am I supposed to learn here? Well, dear friend, Simon and Schuster seamlessly blend action labyrinth gameplay with educational value by throwing in random grammar quizzes. It makes learning fun. So you have to rescue a certain amount of kids on each floor to progress, but they're all hidden behind scroll doors. To open them, you have to fix the grammar, and a random passage the game gives you was this literally the only way they could think of making the game educational. And they aren't just any passages, they're lore. One of your primary tasks of the game is to fix the game's lore. My word, this is brilliant. Each passage is either a letter from I Am Meen to his minions, to someone he works with, diary entries, other articles about what Meen is up to, and, self-insert fanfiction? Yeah, so I Am Meen apparently writes novels where he is the starring character who saves the day and is loved by everybody, and your job is to go through each one and pick apart the grammar. If only I would have known sooner, I would have played this game years ago. Honestly, I actually like that the passages are tied to the world of the game. It at least keeps you mildly interested in what's going on. And most include a cryptic hint for something that you gotta do on that level, so they're practical too. Aside from the fact that it doesn't fit with the main game at all, I don't have much of a problem with this whole thing, other than the fact that it forces me to realize how embarrassingly bad I am at correcting grammar. Who'd have thunk it?
Wow! At this rate, you'll free all of the children before dinner time!
Sure. Okay, I found all the kids. That actually took quite a bit of time. I got a key from the last one, and now I gotta find the exit. Oh, f*** off. My reward for clearing a level is to wander around aimlessly some more. Fantastic. Okay, here's the ending. Level 1's in the bag. That wasn't too bad. It was a little long and tedious, but I think I can handle the rest of the game. Out of curiosity, though, how many levels are in this game? 36! 36 levels! The first level took almost half an hour! Oh my god, you cannot be serious! I do not have the time to play through 35 more levels, but now I'm curious. I've only seen 1/36 of what this game has to offer. Can I really say I gave this game a shot? On the other hand, am I willing to sacrifice potentially 18 hours of my life for this? Decisions. Let's double down. So it took some tweaking on my schedule. I'm gonna have to miss the birth of my firstborn child, but I made time to play the rest of I Am Meen. My only stipulation is that now I get to go online and reference full maps of each level so I know where to go and get through each level quicker. It's not cheating, it's studying! Level 2 is just level 1 again, really, only this time with skeletons. Cool. Level 3 shakes things up a bit. It at least looks a bit different and has more open spaces, which is a godsend. We get to level 4 and we're greeted by our decrepit friend Norris again.
You've got to be careful. One of the boss's special creations is guarding the way out.
Okay, where is the little scamp? Ooh, I think I found him. Have a plum, sir.
You are beginning to annoy me, you miserable little goody-goody.
So it looks like this game is broken up into 4 level worlds. Each world has its own theme, 3 levels of the main playstyle, and then a 4th level has a boss encounter. Rinse and repeat 9 times, and then we've achieved salvation. It shouldn't be too hard, I'm just bummed this is what my life is now. We graduate now to the dungeon. Hey Norris, what have you got for me?
There's a powerful wand hidden on this level. It will help you beat the Guardians.
Norris, buddy, I love you. There's wands on every level. Let's see, do we got any new faces on this level? Oh gosh, the recession hit Casper hard. The floor plans of each level look like they're starting to get more interesting. It's at least got less long hallways so far, and that's always welcome. Not much else to the dungeon levels though. We find our first melee weapon, the magic mallet. It's just a slightly stronger punch that doesn't last long. Hold your excitement. The boss looks like a red version of the Kraft macaroni and cheese dinosaur. Let's kill him.
Okay, bookworm. Now you're really starting to annoy me.
Calm down, I'm literally 2/9 of the way through. We actually get a few cutscenes from Meen throughout the game, or rather we're supposed to. But once you're like halfway through a level, Meen will pop up and talk about how much he hates you. It's good stuff, only any player input skips it. So I would keep accidentally skipping over all of them, so this is all I saw for the most part. The cutscenes aren't much, but they're a huge reason I'm playing the game in the first place. I want to see him. I want to fall in love with this guy before I kill him. His banter boils down to calling us bookworms or studious or... Now here's what I don't get. He hates the children he's captured because they're goody-goodies. They study, they read, they have good grammar. Sure, he's an evil guy, but he's a librarian. The one occupation where you're the most likely to run into that kind of child. Why didn't he just get another job? He's a fucking wizard. Why does he need a job? And what's supposed to be the takeaway for the kids playing? Oh, don't study, kids, because then the librarian's gonna hate you and lock you away forever despite it being his job to facilitate your learning. I don't feel like this narrative is going to prompt kids to want to study more. Then again, who cares? Let's keep plowing through. Surprise, surprise, it's more the same. Next world is the sewers. Here we kill gnomes. Norris is a gnome. Am I killing his family? So I found the dominant strategy with enemies with short-ranged attacks when you don't have a wand is literally to just let them come to you while you spam the punch button and they just walk into it. It's actually really effective and it keeps you from getting hit. It's the way to deal with these enemies. Enemies that shoot projectiles, on the other hand, I'll get back to you. They're usually not too bad unless you're trapped in a hallway where they just keep hitting you and you can't dodge, and even if you have a wand, you might just hit the damn walls trying to line up your shot. My ultimate strategy just became rushing in, taking the hits, and killing them as quick as possible. Hang on to your hats, I'm about to blow your fucking mind. The combat in this game isn't good. I think the main factor is that there really isn't much of a purpose in engaging with enemies other than to just get rid of them. There are little rooms everywhere that just have enemies in them and nothing else, and like, what's the point? They're not fun to kill, they're just a chore. That and they're not very smart. Peekaboo. 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 What I think would have fixed this is if the enemies dropped the items you used. Any item that you can find is just sitting out in the open. It would add a lot to each enemy encounter if you had to decide whether it was worth offing them to see what they would drop. I don't know, food for thought. Another contributing factor to the monotony of the combat is that the combat music never changes. The general music changes every 4 levels, which is nice, but you always hear the exact same music when you're engaged with an enemy. And you're engaged with an enemy like all the time, so this is the music you're gonna have to get used to. Ah well, here's some giant rats wearing helmets. The helmet didn't help, did it? Punch the sludge man. World 4, the caves. Aren't I so happy? It's still tedious. I don't care. Slap a bunch of commas everywhere.
Wow! At this rate, you'll free all of the children before dinner time!
I wouldn't bet on it, buddy. Kill some bats, some eccentric lizards, critique Meen's poetry, disintegrate creepy children. I have so many shoes. Let's pick up a mallet to spice things up. Ooh, there's the boss. Whack him! This is not doing much. Retreat! Ah, shit. Now I gotta eat one of my shoes. This sucks. I'm just leaving. The Catacombs is the most visually appealing world so far. I can dig it. I finally unearthed my secret desire to pound Trojans with a hammer. I am fulfilled. And it's here that I found the best way of dealing with the bosses.
burn.
Next world is the Hedgerow Maze. Okay, we're at least seeing more vibrant colors and the music is a lot sillier. I can kinda tolerate this game for now. It's kinda fun zooming through enemies and bopping them with my mallet. Wait, I've had this mallet for a whole world now. They're supposed to go away after like 10 hits or whatever. Did I find the immortal mallet? You know what? This is a sign. This magic mallet is my Excalibur in this quest. The virtuous, shifty-eyed Katie taking on the perilous labyrinth of I am Meen. I will not rest until I strike Meen himself down with my divine mallet of justice. I think I'll call him Henry. I'm actually kind of getting attached to Meen too, though. I kind of hope we don't have to kill him. He's just a goofy man and writes silly, embarrassing stories about himself. I mean, would you kill the kid on Wattpad writing Sonic the Hedgehog fanfic? Don't answer that. It's in this world that we get introduced to my least favorite enemies. They look just like the spiders we've seen all throughout the game, but they spit, I don't know, butterscotch at you, and they make the most disgusting noise. I hate it. Not to worry, they're no match for Henry. It might just be Stockholm Syndrome, but I'm liking the level design a bit. It's kind of fun to just enter a level and slowly get your bearings and see how to best handle a room full of enemies. I'm getting better about just intuitively knowing how to approach each level, and I think that's helping. It's still tedious, but not as bad as when I started. It is getting a bit tougher, though. You gotta be careful when you turn a corner. I feel confident, though. Let's show them what we're made of, Henry. No. No, Henry, no! Oh, they murdered my boy! Oh my god!
Still loose.
You bastard, I'll kill you! Oh, you heartless monsters, you took away the one thing I ever loved! That's it, I'm out for blood. Come here. Come get what's coming to you. I'm gonna make you feel the pain I feel inside, Henry, why? Alright, no more fooling around. I ain't stopping till that man is dead in the ground. I'm gonna make him pay for killing the one true friend that he technically gave me in the first place. Side note, did you know this game has a sequel? Yeah, it's called Chill Manor. It came out a year after this and is just a more polished version of this style of gameplay. They even got a new intro song. It's nowhere near as iconic, but it's still cute.
I've been waiting for you, dearie, and I've got a big surprise.
Hello? The only major change from I Am Meen is that instead of fixing grammar, you fix history mistakes. I'm not gonna play this one. My grammar is already bad enough. You don't want to know how bad my understanding of history is. Alright, back to the rage. Castle, child's play. Laboratory, it doesn't even faze me that I'm just killing humans now. I'm numb with vengeance. We made it to the final world, the library. Hell yeah. Oh shit, I'm starting to like this game, aren't I? Let's get through the rest of this quick. I've been playing for so many damn hours, I'm a pro at this point. I eat bad grammar for breakfast.
At this rate, you'll free all of the children before dinner time.
Norris, when do you eat? I sure am saving a lot of kids, and I can't help but notice that none of them look like Scott. Did I just leave him behind? I'm not saying I mind, I'm just curious. I still got a lot of shoes, man. I don't know if I really needed to hoard them this much. Your items only go away when you die, and I haven't even gotten close. Oh well, let's free the rest of the kids. Huh, this last kid had a key and a book. I guess that's for a puzzle. There have been a few of these kinds of things scattered around. I'll hold on to it for safekeeping. Dang, we really are nearing the end of this. I'm almost kind of sad. I hate myself for saying that. Let's pretend I didn't. Oh, hey, Norris. What brings you up here?
The boss is waiting for you up there. He's really mad. You don't stand a chance without Wrightwell's book of better grammar.
Whatever you say, buddy. I guess we really only got one level left. The final face-off.
Wretched child, you've ruined my beautiful labyrinth. Now you're going to pay.
Level 36. It's all been building up to this moment. The climactic battle between the hero Katie and the evil I Am Meen. Peekaboo. 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 Alright, that's enough. How about you, fiend? This isn't working. Ah,
Back into your cell, bookworm.
Ah, I died. And my shoes are gone. No! Man, he's too damn strong. How are you supposed to defeat him?
You don't stand a chance without Wrightwell's book of better grammar.
Am I supposed to use the book? The book that I got from the kid? Okay, that level never happened. Let me redo. Level 36. It's all been building up to this moment. The climactic battle between the hero Katie and the evil I Am Meen. Have at you, fiend! Well, that was easier. Let me just eat a shoe real quick here. You alright, buddy? What am I supposed to do here? Oh, duh, click the scroll in front of him. Aw, snap, one last grammar problem. I wouldn't have it any other way. That's a lie, I would've just ended it. We finished the final passage and I can't tell if I've killed Meen or pleasured him. I think it's the latter.
I'll be back. I am Meen, never quits. You'll see.
I guess I won. But at what cost? Let's pick up a mallet to spice things up. Not to worry, they're no match for Henry.
Wretched!
Henry.
Henry, why? But Roland, what did you think of I Am Meen? It's not too bad, but you should never play it. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a serviceable Doom clone. I'm just not the biggest fan of that kind of game to begin with. Still, I did find myself endeared to this world by the end of it. And maybe it was the goofy grammar prompts, maybe it was Meen checking in with me, and maybe I just don't have standards anymore. But I can at least say that my time with I Am Meen wasn't a complete waste. If you're morbidly curious, go ahead and play it. If you're only into it for the cutscenes, there's already dumps of them online. There's really no reason to waste your time. And now, if you'll excuse me, I haven't eaten in days, and by Norris's clock, it's about dinner time.
Wow!